In this video, I'm going to show you my special magical setting for the Kuhn shoulder rest. It works for the majority of my students. In fact, I've never had one that it didn't work for. But I'm willing to admit there's probably someone out there that it wouldn't work for their body type. Alright, with the Kuhn, we've got this scooped side and we've got the raised side. The scooped side is also the fat side, and the raised side is the skinny side. Can you see that? The fat side with the scoop goes on our shoulder, and the raised side goes down on our chest, which is why it's raised, because that helps to hold our violin more level. Okay? So that's what we're going to be referring to, the fat side and the skinny side. Then with each Kuhn we get two pair of feet, and there's a long screw there, a long screw and a short screw. Okay, the long screw has to go on the part that goes on your chest, the skinny end. The short screw goes up here on your shoulder on the fat end, because some people like me have short necks and we need to crank that thing down lower. So we don't need all the height. And with the long screw, some people are going to need all that height down on their chest. So make sure you're differentiating between the long screw and the short screw. Also, you've got two different slides. They're not built the same. Against my shirt, you can easily see that one slide is shorter on this little gadget and the other side is longer. And the angles are also different. Can you see how, well, look on your own. It's hard to show on this camera. The angles of the mechanisms are different. So that gives you more options for adjusting your violin. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I think these were meant to go. And that is the short side goes with the short screw on the with the fat side of the shoulder rest, and this longer foot or slide goes with the long screw on the skinny portion of your shoulder rest. Okay, so I'm going to show you the important concept to get with the Kuhn is this curve. You want to take advantage of this curve, and you don't want it hitting you right on the front side of your shoulder because it's just going to slide. You want to take advantage of that curve and put it up on your shoulder where it's going to give you just a little bit of a hook, but not a horrible hook that keeps it trapped there, just a little hook to give you some security. Okay, so we're going to take our slide that has, and when you get your Kuhn, it should already have the slides attached to the appropriate side, but if they get messed up, then I'm telling you how to straighten them. Okay, you've got these 4 holes. You see the 4 holes against my shirt? You are going to put the screw, that little screw, of the fat side of your shoulder rest through that hole right here that's closest to your swivel mechanism. Whether you call that the first or the fourth, I don't know, but we're going to put it through that hole, like so. Can you see that? See where the screw is? Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put our little plastic nut on there. It's really hard to get that attached in there, but you won't have to move this one. It's going to stay there. Okay, and then you are going to put the short screw in there. Alright. And I'm a real shorty, so I crank that thing down pretty far. I have it memorized where I need it. I need about that much of the screw showing. Okay? That's going to put that shoulder rest out here, and it's going to grab your shoulder. Now on the skinny side of the shoulder rest, we're going to attach the other slide, and we're not sure which setting it's going to go on, so you just have to guess. Make your best guess. Stick it on there. You have to be careful when you're screwing these things in for the first time and when you're threading your feet into that plastic for the first time, because if you start going crooked, it will strip the little threads, and then the shoulder rest won't last as long for you. So if it starts going wrong, just back it out and try to line it up a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to leave a lot more of that screw showing. See that? It's because I need a lot of height here. Okay, now let's see if it fits our violin. If it doesn't fit, we don't adjust the fat side. The fat side is set right where you want it for your shoulder. You adjust the skinny side. And this goes for the Kuhn Super as well. A lot of violins are odd sizes, and these holes don't fit perfectly for those odd sized violins. So the Kuhn Super works on a real slide where you can do a millimeter adjustment if you need to, because it just works on a smooth slide. You find your setting and you crank down on the screw. But the same concept applies. You're going to keep the fat side of the Kuhn Super set so that this ledge is sticking out as far past the screw as possible. And then you're going to use your skinny side to fit the violin. So we grab our violin, we put the fat side on the side of the violin that has the chin rest. Okay? And you put it right there where the bulge of the bout here is the widest. Right like that. Then you take this side, put it on the skinny part of the violin, and slide it on. Now a new Kuhn, like this is brand new, the feet will slide off. And there's just something slippery on new Kuhn feet, and you just have to break it in, and then it won't continue doing that. Okay, and I got my violin, I got the size right, I guessed. Just right. Okay, now you want to see, am I having to shrug my shoulder? Actually, I am. I need to make my shoulder rest a little taller so I don't have to shrug my shoulder at all. So I'm going to crank this screw out here a little bit, put it back on. Ah, much better. My shoulder is staying put. I'm not having to raise it, not one bit. Now this side, watch what happens. If this is too low, the violin's going to sit sideways. And that's why the shoulder rest is designed with a long screw to prop that side up. And there's such thing as going too far, but I happen to have gotten mine right where I wanted it with a nice tall screw right there. So just noodle around, put it up on your chest, and ask yourself, does it feel better if this is a little higher? Go ahead and lift up with your finger. And if that feels a little better, then lengthen that screw a little bit. And same thing over here, ask yourself, does it feel like it's grabbing my shoulder? Do I have to shrug? Am I stretching my neck too high? If you're stretching your neck too high, then you've got the screw set too high. Then the final thing, the final adjustment on the Kuhn is the swivel motion. And that's why it's important to get the slides on the right side, because that will affect the swivel ability of your Kuhn. Okay, so use the swivel function, make it so that it's swiveled towards the tailpiece. You see how it's slanted like that? What that does is makes it match with the plane of your slanted chest and really grabs on and holds on and feels really nice and secure. Okay, so that's my magical setup for the Kuhn shoulder rest. I hope it'll help you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line.